Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This should be a real treat. This is Clown Shoes Undead Party Crasher. And this used to be their Vampire Slayer, and I have reviewed that beer. But I think they got sued. And another brewery sued them and made them change the name. I don't know where that brewery was at, whether it was overseas or somebody on this side of the pond. But they ended up having to change the name of this beer, so I figured I'd re-review it since it's got a new name. And it's a fresh bottle, I think. We'll check for a date once the bottle is empty. I didn't see anything on the label. It's got a lot of the people are into these undead and zombie type movies and stuff now, but it says Undead Party Crasher, American Imperial Stout, brewed and bottled at Mercury Brewing Company, Ipswich, Massachusetts. It says here on it that alcohol is 10% by volume. And like I said, I don't see any dating on the label, and there may be something digitized on the bottle. We will see. Being an Imperial Stout at 10%, it's really not critical to have a date, but I would like to see a year. I know it's a fairly new release since we just did the Vampire Slayer last year, and this is a brand new label, so I know it's within a year old. So we'll check for a date once the bottle's empty, see if we can find anything on there. I thought Clown Shoes was dating their stuff now, but I may be mistaken, so we'll see. Alright, commercial description on this one says, in a world of uncertainty, hardship, and people trying to hold us back, we do need the undead and trademark attorneys too. Clown Shoes says, no, die monsters, die. Forces of darkness brought about a change in the name of this beer, which was released to celebrate our second anniversary, but it still sports signature dark malts, holy water, and malt smoked locally with hickory and ash. So we should have a nice smokiness to this beer, and I like that. Only thing better than a smoky beer is a bourbon barrel beer, and that's just my opinion, guys. That's just how I feel about it. I'm a sucker for the bourbon barrel aged stouts and porters and stuff like that. So the food pairings for this beer, it says cheeses of buttery brie gouda havarti Swiss, and since it is a stout, it goes well to chocolate dishes, and the meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glass around a pint Beckernonic tumbler snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my trusty friend, the Double glass, and can be sold for long periods under the proper conditions. Well, we're not going to sell this one. Let's get the cap off of this bad boy. Nice hits on this. 10% down the center. This is a bomber, 22 ouncer. And that's about all we're going to pour. We'll save the other half for the other half. I'm sure she'll love it. About a finger of head, and it is a very tan, almost a brown colored head. Very tight bubbles around the outside. A few bigger ones from that aggressive pour. Over into the light. There's none. There's no light whatsoever. It is pitch black. Looks very good in the glass. And basically, this is the same beer in a new bottle, so I figured I'd review the Undead 2014 edition. Oh, yes. Coffee, chocolate. There's some smokiness to the beer. Maybe some hint of some dark fruit. Roasted malt, a little toffee, caramel. It smells just as wonderful as it did when it was the Vampire Slayer. Cheers, everybody. You can see the head is dissipated completely. I can see the beer through the top of it, so it's not even covering the top of the beer now. So let's get it on. Cheers. A prime candidate for cellaring if you want to pick this up. If it doesn't have a date on it, just throw you a piece of tape on there and write on it when the year you bought it on. Like I said, at 10%, this beer will keep a good 10 years anyway. A very nice sweetness to this beer. The alcohol is very well hidden. There is a hint of it, but it is very well hidden for a 10%er. I'm getting a little bit of that smokiness. Same thing I'm getting on the nose, I'm getting on the taste. Roasted malt, chocolate, hint of coffee, some dark fruit, little caramel or toffee. Very nice. Very, very nice. And everybody likes to hear me say, clown shoes. One of the few beers that I can get my hands on out of Massachusetts. Oh wow. Very pleasant, guys. Very, very pleasant. Now we are going to let this one warm. I'm going to sip on this in probably about 45 minutes or so. May even fire up a cigar. What? Yeah, probably will. And we'll let it warm up, come up to room temperature, and come back and see if it's changed any. I think it's pretty damn awesome, guys. It's a very tasty beer. Like I said, don't way it can get any better if it was bourbon barrel aged. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. I've been sipping on this probably about 45 minutes. And had me a nice Alec Bradley cigar to go with this. Very tasty beer. Now that it's warmed up, let's see what we got here. Still got a lot of roasted malt and chocolate. Got a very nice sweet smell to it. Almost like it's got some brown sugar or something in it. A little bit of coffee and dark fruit. Now it's warmed up. The alcohol is a little more prevalent at 10%, but it's not boozy or anything like that. It's delicious. Final chug. Very delicious, very delicious. I checked the bottle when I come back. There is no dating whatsoever on the bottle. And on a stout like this, Imperial Stout at 10%, it's not that critical because it's going to keep. Like I said, this beer keep for 10 years or so. But I would like to see them put a year on it. I mean, make the effort to put a year on the label. I mean, it's a brand new beer. Now that you change the name on it, put some kind of year on the label or on the bottle somewhere. Bottled in 2014 or whatever. So, as far as I'm concerned, guys, this is a 9 beer in an 8 bottle. And that's what I'm going to give it, because they neglected to at least put a year on the label or on the bottle somewhere. I would like to have that. I mean, it's not like an IPA when you'd like to have the month and the day, especially the month and the year. They could do that. They're big enough. Clown Shoes is big enough to do that. They choose not to. So I choose not to give them the 9. I choose to give them the 8 because it doesn't have the year on the beer. Even though I know it's a new beer because they just changed the name. They need to do that. They need to step up and at least put a year on the label. What does that cost? They're printing the label for this beer, unless they plan on using the same label year after year after year after year after year. They could put the vintage on it, just like wine, or a lot of the other guys do. Bottled in 2014 or enjoyed by such and such a date. So I'm giving it to 8, which is an A-. It would be a 9 if it had a year on it. It does not. So just me, just my opinion. Put a damn date on it as far as the year, guys. You're a big enough brewery to do that. You're in Massachusetts. This beer goes all over the country. I can get it here. I can get the Clown Shoes beer here, most of them anyway. And they can do that. They just choose not to. That extends the shelf life. on people that walk up and pick these beers up. Like I said, it's not that critical on this style of beer, but if you want to sell this beer, you got to get a piece of tape on it and say, I bought it in 2014 or in December or whatever. And they this is just my OCD, guys, and I'm venting a little bit. They could put the year on the bottle, and they need to, as far as I'm concerned. So they get the 8 instead of the 9. That's just me. All right, over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 94 in the outstanding range. That's probably what I would have given it if it had a date on it. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, it would probably get the 91 or the 92. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 99, which are awesome numbers there. And 89 in the style. So maybe there's some other people that didn't like that it didn't have a date on it, or at least a year. When I say a date on this style of beer, I'm looking for a year. I'm looking for a year that they put this in the bottle. So that's what the ratings are from both those guys, and that's the rating from me. The 8 is what it gets today. It's a damn tasty beer. If you can get your hands on the Clown Shoes Undead Party Crasher, and you like this style of beer, pick it up. And if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. We're going to take that walk tomorrow. See what's in the fridge. Hope to see you then.